What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV, back again. And tonight I want to talk about Kieran Trippier. And before we talk about Kieran, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, please. And also, if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. So just please think about becoming a member for 99p. And yeah, I want to talk about Kieran Trippier. And there's been breaking news today, according to Craig Hope and all other platforms as well, the media outlets, saying that Kieran Trippier wants to begin a new chapter away from Newcastle United this summer. In other words, he wants to leave Newcastle United. And after 2.5 years of joining us, he joined us in January 2022. He's a pioneer, opened all the doors for other top quality players to come and join Newcastle United. So I've got to grant him for that as well. He's been absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be a shame to lose him if he decides to go down that route. He's 33 years old, he's 34 next month, and he made 72 appearances, scoring 4 goals, and some of the goals are absolutely fantastic. Who could forget the free kick he scored against Everton and the likes of Man City as well? He has scored some belters, man. And the assists, he's done quite a lot of them as well. And also as well, he's had some great games for us, yeah? When we got into the top 4, finishing 4th, 22-23 season, he got us in Champions League and he was a 9 out of 10. And he's been playing some cracking football. But the following season, his form, it kind of dipped. And I can't even lie. Don't forget, he went over to the fans at Bournemouth when we lost by 2-0, appeasing the fans and telling us we got injured players sort of thing. Now, I think he's right there, letting the fans know that we got injuries and that because one of the fans confronted him. And I think that could be the start of, Kieran being unhappy at Newcastle United. But there's lots of things that are going on in his life, his private life as well, which I'll not discuss. It's well documented. If you want to read about it, just just sort yourselves out and just do it in your own time and that. But I will not be discussing it here. And not only that, Kieran, unfortunately, his form dipped. If you can remember the game against Everton, where he gave the ball away, which led us to Everton's first goal in a 3-0 defeat. And that weak header towards the back when Mudryk intercepted and levelled it up. And that eventually put us at the Carabao Cup last season. And he made a massive error there. And then fans were getting on his back. People were telling him he needs to be dropped. He needs to sort his life out, etc. And you know what? I didn't have to go Kieran Trippier because I know full well if I had my opinion on him in a negative way, then I'll probably get jumped on as well. But we are not allowed to have an opinion on Kieran Trippier or negative against him, even though he plays poorly. We all know that. But we could have got to the final, but for that error. That error. And also, Eddie Howe has come and told him he's no longer captain. That might have forced him out. We don't know that, yeah? But what Eddie Howe did say, he wants him to stay because he wants him to be an important member of the team. But I think Kieran's made his mind up and say, look, I want a new chapter. I want to move away. I want to play football elsewhere. I had my time, enjoy my time at Newcastle, right? And I think that might be taken out of Eddie's hands because what you have to understand, he's the head coach. Paul Mitchell is running the show now. That is the thing. Whatever Paul says goes, and Eddie will have to live with that. You have to accept that. This is the thing. And he didn't play last week against Southampton. He was an unused sub because Eddie chose Tino over Kieran. I don't think he was happy with that at all whatsoever. But to be fair, for me now, I'd rather have Tino Livramento over Kieran Trippier all day long because I think Tino's going to be a really good player. I really do think that. And then Kieran Trippier played in the under 21 fixture against Sunderland for 45 minutes. Now, people are saying it's fitness. I think it's more than that, yeah? Yeah, you need to get games for fitness, of course he does, yeah? But there's something else to it as well. Is he happy at Newcastle United? If I'm honest with you, for what I've seen of him, I don't think he is. I don't think he's unhappy. Maybe he wants to move on. he wants to move on where he can play regular football. And I don't think he's going to be playing regular football anymore at Newcastle United, in my opinion. But I love Kieran Trippier. I want him to be here. But if he decides to go, he's got 12 months left on his contract. As long as you get a fee for him, then cool. We'll take it. Everton wants him. Atalanta wants him. Galatasaray wants him as well. So there's 3 fantastic clubs you can choose. Not sure about Everton, by the way. But for me, he's got to make that decision now and who does he want to play for. For me, if I had a choice, I'd take Atalanta because they're an up-and-coming club, and playing under Gasperini, I think he'd be fantastic for that club. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being funny. An England international playing for Atalanta, they're going places. They won the Europa League last season with beating Bayern Leverkusen 3-0. Now they're in Champions League. But for me, I mean, I think he ended up staying in England. And Everton, although the club are showing interest, as far as I know, Sean Dyche would love him to play for the Toffees all day long. But does Kieran interest Everton? That is the problem. It may not appeal to him because they've been involved in relegation dogfights for the last couple of seasons, and I don't think Kieran will fancy that at all whatsoever. However, if he went to Atalanta, he'll get games. If he went to Galatasaray, he'll get the money as well. But there's players over 30s try to look in Turkey and they do succeed. Even Jose Mourinho might want him. You just never know. But also West Ham wants him, according to Craig Hope. But he doesn't want to move to London. But Howe wants him to stay with or without the armband. That is the thing. But in my opinion, I think Paul Mitchell will probably tend to move on because he's 33 now, coming on 34. We can still get a fee from this guy. He's a sellable asset, and I still think he's a very good player. So wherever he goes to, I think he'll do good. That is the thing. And then, that money we get might just put it on to Guehi, which you're going to come on to. And the latest news I'm hearing from him, according to Keith Downing, they're still talking. They're still talking to the player. They're 5 million apart. And if we got to 70 mil, that could be the magic number. And that could tempt in Palace to sell the guy to Newcastle United. And I hope that he comes to us. I really think he's a good defender. I really, really do. But if this gets rejected this time, we just say, walk away, guys. Walk away and go for someone else. Yeah? I'm sure Mark Guehi wants to come to Newcastle United 110% because he thinks we're a big club and we're going places. Yeah? And I think this guy would be in our back line for many, many, many years to come. And I think he'll do bits. But it all depends whether we want to pay 70 million quid for an England international who's had a fantastic Euros, got to the final, and he's a part of it. I think it'd be amazing if he came to Newcastle United. But, again, it's down to Palace. They got to agree a fee first. And if they do that, then I'm pretty sure he'll come to us. But we'll have to see what happens. But the only thing is Kieran Trippier going to stay at Newcastle, or do you think he's going to move elsewhere? I think he's going to move elsewhere. But whatever he decides to do, I wish him all the best under the sun because he's been a great son for us. Like I said earlier, he's the first signing under the new ownership, and he's a pioneer for all the other top quality players like Bruno Guimaraes, Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon come through the door, and even Nick Pope, yeah, because he's got leadership qualities, and I truly believe that I think he's got another couple of years left in him because he is fit. I think he works hard, and that is what I love about Kieran Trippier. So, tell us your thought, guys. Tell us what you think of him. Do you think it's time for him to move on to pastures new? Do you think he should move on from Newcastle United, or do you think he should stay? Leave your comments in the section down below, guys. And if you're new and you like what you watch, please subscribe to John Sinclair TV. It is free to subscribe. I'm on the road to 20,000, so help us out for that, guys. And I should be doing more content as well the next couple of days, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And I hope you have a fantastic evening. And as always, and I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye-bye.